Hi everyone, welcome to the video. And today we have Monalika Patnaik with us. She is a part of Outreachy Program 23 at Food Facts program. Outreachy is open source program, and Monalika is a part of that program. So we are going to discuss about what is Outreachy program, how someone can take part into that, how it's beneficial for the students, and a lot of things. So yeah, Monalika, you can start with the introduction about yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hello everyone. My name is Monalika Patnaik, and I'm an pre-final year student at Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, IGT2W. So, I was an outreach intern at the project Open Food Facts under the organization the Pearl and Raku. So, I was responsible mainly for handling their producers platform by making the UI UX more convenient, adding inline help, and writing test scripts in Perl programming language to verify the workflow. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. And apart from this, I am also a Generation Google Scholar 2023, and I have deep interest in contributing to open source projects, and I have interest in web development domain specifically. So yeah, that's all pretty much introduction about me. Yeah.
Thanks, Monalika, for giving a brief introduction and like lot of program that you have participated and kindly shows that your particular interest in open source. So that good stuff. And people are doing a really good work for the open source project and the communities. So give us the introduction about Outreach program, what it is, and what are the criteria to take participate into that.
Okay, so Outreachy is a remote paid internship program, and it is open to applicants from all around the world who face systemic bias or discrimination in the technology industry of their country. So, what systemic bias or discrimination means, like I've got a lot of DMs about this. So, people who face discrimination on the basis of their color, on the basis of their gender, caste, religion, so they have mentioned all the points in the web in their applicant guide. So like on the basis of the age, body size, so there are so many parameters. So people who have ever faced discrimination on these parameters in the technology industry of the country or in the workspace they are working for while showcasing their skills, so they are all eligible to apply in the outreach program. So yes, it provide a total stipend of $7,000 for around span of 3 months or 13 weeks, we could say. And yes, so people from all over the world could apply. It's run twice a year. It's from May to August cohort and December to March cohort. So if you are a student from India, then you are eligible for applying only to the like summer cohort, like May to August cohort. But if you have passed out and you are a working professional, then you are eligible for both the cohorts. You can apply in either of them. So yes, that's much
Yeah.
pretty introduction about outreach.
Yeah, this is a brief introduction, and you answer a lot of things like when it happens, like twice a year, and dates and all those stuff. So yeah, and like walk us through all the process outreach program, just like from starting to end, like 0 to 100, proposal guide, final application, and after selection.
Okay, so Outreachy application, so it is divided into three phases. So your first phase is the initial phase, like it's a first starting phase where we have to like fill out some essay questions. So there are some like basic eligibility questions, and like there are four essay questions about your how you are underrepresented or like stuff like that. So you will fill that. After that you are prompted to upload your academic calendar of your university at which you are studying. So like the one of the major factor for rejection of many of the applicants is their academic calendar only. So it is because they have mentioned it in their website that you have at least 42 consecutive days between your college for doing the internship. So if your calendar, for example, in my calendar, so my college provide 2 months summer break for doing internship and all stuff like that. So it is clearly mentioned that it is from 1st June to 30th July. So
Yeah,
it shows like it's a span of 60 days. So so my calendar is eligible for that. So make sure that your academic calendar that you are uploading at the time of your initial application, so it should have at least 42 consecutive days free. So that's a factor. Yeah, as I have told, like there's a basic eligibility questions and all. After your initial application is accepted, like you have your initial application is accepted, then you'll get a mail and you are moved to the contribution phase. So those applicants whose initial phase are accepted, they are moved to the contribution phase. Your project, the project details and like they are all shown, and you'll contribute to the project according to your interest, your tech stack. Yes, and after your contribution, then the third is the final step. That's a final application. It's the main step of your, proposal where where you apply for a particular project. So in that you have to record your contributions. So for the projects, like if I have contributed to three of the organizations, let's suppose, so I will have to make a, I have to fill a separate form for three of the organizations. I have to record a contribution for each of the organization and write like there are around some essay questions about your experience with the community and how like about your relevant projects and stuff like that. There are some questions, so you have to answer that. And like there is a question which is the main question of your final application around the around how would you divide your internship task about your in the span of 3 months. So it's about the project timeline. So in that space you have to write about how would you do that internship, how would you divide your tasks. So it's like that, like it's a proposal type, and you have to write it in a very good way. um, then yeah, so it's just like that. And once your final application, you will submit a final application. They'll review. It takes a span of around 1 month. And yeah, once your application is reviewed, you'll get a mail of your acceptance or rejection, and yes, you can start your internship after then.
Okay, that's a brief introduction. Yeah. And the next thing that I want to know, just like a GSOC, the high chances of the contributors who already contributed to the program, and then you can, if you are taking participation to GSOC, and then you fill the form about the particular project, so you have a high chance of selection. So there is the same thing for the Outreachy program, just like you are a part of Open Food project. So you already contributed before taking a participation into the community, or you just when the Outreachy program announced and just you fill the form and they find your application is quite interesting and then you selected like what kind of process it is. Tell us about that.
So no, I haven't contributed to the, Open Food Facts repository at first. I only contributed to the repository during the contribution phase. So it's not exactly true, because like before your initial application, like until your initial application is not accepted, then the project details are not shown. Like which projects are going to be selected for that organization, it is not shown. So you don't know like which repository is going to participate in this, and in which repository you have to contribute. So I tried contributing to the Pearl and Raku organization, some of the Raku repositories, but actually they are not part of the Outreachy. When my initial application is accepted, then I saw the organization Pearl and Raku, and I saw like it's the Open Food Facts project. Yes,
That's
about the producers platform. So it is their server repository, and I was like shocked. I was contributing to the Raku repository, their
yeah, like
documentation
you
and all.
did same thing happened to a lot of people. They did contribution into particular project and then they see
Yes.
like the project is not mentioned in a list, so that's felt very bad.
Yeah. So I was like I have contributed to a lot of documentation in the Raku repository, but okay, it's their Open Food Facts project. So your main contributions are considered only in the contribution phase, like it's of around 1 month. So you have to make quality level contributions. So you can start small, like you will first introduce yourself to the community, start setting up the project in your local environment, and then you can start contributing and all. So only your contributions at the contribution phase is considered for review, and after that and before that they are not considered. So yes, I have contributed only at the contribution phase only.
Okay. And it's like what kind of projects people get into outreach program? Just like GSOC, there are more technical project and more framework, just like Django, React, or something that project. So what kind of project you get to contribute in outreach program?
So outreach consists of like first like free and open source software projects. It consists of all type of project, like including documentation, including technical writing, GitHub, core tech stacks, like front end part. Like
Okay.
it could be in web development domain, it could be in backend development. So there are a lot of mix of the projects, and they are all like FOSS projects, free open source software projects. And like most of the, you can look out for the past participating organizations. They they participate every year, and but their projects are not going to be the same obviously. So their project changes in accordance to their participation. So yeah, it consists of a mix of all the things.
Okay. And like, what is the process of after getting a selection mail? Like, you have to introduce to the program, or they give some kind of training, just like into another program, just like GSOC. So after getting selection into GSOC, they have bonding period of 1 or 2 week. So they just introduce to the community. They give you time to learn to code, just like understanding, basic understanding of their repository and all the stuff. So what are the process after selection to Outreach?
Yes, it's exactly the same as GSOC. Once your initial application is accepted, as I've told you, move to the contribution phase, and you have only 1 month to contribute to the projects. So, like the very important part is the selection of the organization. Like the project at which you really want to contribute, just select very wisely because it's very important. So at start, like at the time of my contribution, like I selected some projects at which I contributed, but lose interest in those projects, so it wasted a lot of my time in that.
Okay.
So then yes, I have contributed to one organization. I have set it up the project, but I got confused in the middle, like how to do things and all. So I have asked the mentors, and it wasted a lot of time of mine of setting up the project and contributing it. So I just left that project in the middle, and no, I lose interest in contributing to that. So I highly encourage all the applicants to choose your projects wisely. First, you could prioritize your list according to your tech stack and according to your interest. So more than the tech stack, I would prefer like according to your interest, like at which you really want to contribute. So you have to just make a list, and you have to choose your projects wisely. And after you have selected the organization, you can just join their community channels. There are so much community channels. At my time, it was a Slack channel of open food facts, so I have joined it. I have introduced myself to the community. So they have quick start guide about setting up the project at your environment. So
Yeah.
it is followed. It takes a span of around 2 weeks, but I have already like wasted like 4 or 5 days in the previous organization, the previous project. So I have very less time like contributing it, and it's going to be end. Then I have only less than 15 days, 13 14 days I have left for it. So I quickly set it up the project in my environment, and I just start contributing. So like the strange thing is I don't know Perl at that time, and the open food facts project is completely of the Perl programming language. The I have to solve the server issues, like it's a backend, like their core backend is written in Perl programming language, and like the repository and the code was seemed so daunting to me at the first sight because I don't know Perl and I don't have time to learn it. Like what should I do?
Yeah, like,
So
yeah, this
yeah,
happens because
so
a lot of people don't know about the technology. Just like you mentioned, like before picking a project, understand the project or just familiar yourself with the tech stack. A lot of people don't know the Docker containerization, and you mentioned the Perl. But you can take it as the best thing of the program as well. You have not enough time to learn, but you have to do your 100%. So you give your best and you try to learn Perl and other technology. So that's a beneficial as well. Yeah, you can continue.
yeah, sure. So yes, I have no time to learn Perl actually. So I have learned it side by side. Like I have seen interactive tutorials about Perl programming language, about regular expression hashes, like a basic thing. Then I jumped to start contributing to the project. I solved their basic front end issues, like I have told, like making the UI UX more convenient, adding inline help. So there are server issues. So I have added. I have contributed to the front end issues, and then after it, I jumped to like writing test scripts in Perl programming language. So like they have mentioned like you should have you should have the ability to contribute to the core language Perl. So yes, I started writing tests and all. And yes, my I have most like around 3 4 PRs of that organization. Yes, and then the contribution time finishes and I make a final proposal. So one thing would like to mention, that you could simultaneously contribute to at least, two projects. Like more than two, it won't be possible at such a less time. So I have contributed to some other organization as well. I have, like at the start my application is rejected. So there is a lot of high applicants at that organization, and I have contributed to it, and they have mailed me like that, no, we can't further process your thing. I have to make a documentation site and sort like that, and to submit it, and they will shortlist it, and only those can submit the final application. Is like that, because there is lot of applicants at that organization. So I have told, like, I have wasted a lot of time in in choosing the organization, contributing it, and I got rejected in one of the organization. So yeah, then I am simultaneously contributing, like I am contributing to that organization, then at night I'm doing this, at morning I'm doing documentation and all. So it's yes, but my main focus was that Open Food Facts organization. It's only that project. Then I continued it, and I finally selected for it.
And like the great point that you mentioned, like before picking a project, just understand the code and your technology as well. Just like if you're get into some other project or organization that you are not familiar with, just like Perl and other technology that you mentioned, so you will get stuck. You can take it as a another part as well, but there is a lot of things because I believe don't know about the Outreachy program, but other programs just like the engineering team are very busy with upcoming feature, writing a business plans and other stuff. Say definitely they are not going to invest their time to guide you and all those stuff because they
Yes,
have a lot of work to do. So you have to be very strong with your technical skills, not in very depth, but the basic understanding that you are able to fix particular issue or particular bug that assigned to you. So that is the prerequisite that you can take as. And yeah, outreach program before taking to the participation, just find the particular repository or like how did you get? Is there any not a trick or something, but is there any kind of way we can get the idea that this project is going to be select in the next year? Just like 24 outreach program. Just like give an I will give an example. Just like GSOC, there is a particular list of project that will definitely there in the every year. Just like some Python framework, some kind of stuff. So is there something in outreach program?
you never know. Like there is no way to predict this thing in Outreachy, because firstly, an organization has a lot of projects, first of all,
Okay.
and each project has a lot of repositories. So Open Food websites itself has 100 over repositories. It's
Oh yeah,
over the
like
server
it's
issue,
a yeah
over their
documentation, websites and all those stuff. Yeah.
so Open Food Facts itself has 100 repositories. So if you have known the project, okay, if I got to know that Open Food Facts is selected somehow, then how do I get to know, like, out of the 100 repository which they are going to select it?
Yeah.
So
Got it.
there is no way to know. So it's only be known at the contribution phase. Like it's my personal opinion. Like it may change, but yes, it. I think like we can't get to know earlier
So
before the
people, there is
contribution.
no trick to get the idea of which project is going to be selected. So like just contributors stay active on the channel. It would be a Slack, Discord, or something else, and just like hope that the project that you're contributing would be select or available in the list of next program. Yeah, and give us a benefits, the kind of benefit that you get after contributing to this outreach, just like in terms of stipend, travel. I also got to know is there is a travel stipend that you get in outreach program, and yeah, give us a what are the benefits that you will get after contributing to
Okay, so the perks of being an outreach intern is that first, a very competitive stipend you are getting. So it's around like $7,000, which is very high for a span of 3 months. So first things first, like it's very competitive stipend you are getting, and then second is that you can get full-time opportunities from the organization as well if you're performing, if you're performing in a better way. So they can give you full-time opportunities if you're looking for doing job abroad. Then you can check out full-time opportunities with the organization as well. No, apart from this, Outreachy has itself, the mailing list, is the job opportunities list, where the organizers of Outreachy, they post, open source internships for the students. So you can apply to that internships or that opportunities as well. So there's a lot of full-time job opportunities, remote opportunities for the people. You can definitely apply to it. So yes, that's the stipend. There is no kind of travel allowance, I think. So the only stipend is around $7,000, which you will get in two phases. Like first $3,000, then after the second thing,
Yeah,
after
evaluation.
$4,000. So you'll get in two parts. So yes, so that's the
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, like, and you also able to network with a lot of people who are the founders or the CEOs of the particular project or program, and
Absolutely.
other programs as well. Because if you are taking part of particular program, then definitely you have something uh, gathering or something where you can connect with other people and you make friends like out of your country, and they will definitely benefit in the future in terms of
Yes, there is
jobs.
a lot of networking opportunity
Yeah,
with the people. It will give you a lot of exposure at such an early start of your career, which definitely is going to boost your resume. You are going to network with a lot of international people. You will get a chance to work in a dynamic team of developers from around the world. So people from around the world are contributing to the repository with the same mission, the same goal, and working along with them is no less than a privilege. So yeah, it's the
yeah.
biggest thing. That's the exposure is the biggest thing of
And as early of your career, like as a college student, it's a big thing to get, because you are a fresher, you have no experience, and you are getting that kind of opportunity. It's a great thing. Two things. Outreach program is only for girls. This is a question that I ask, like I get lot of from lot of people. So give us a clarity on that.
So it's completely wrong that outreach is not only for girls. Girls can obviously they can participate. It is open, like the only goal of outreach is to promote diversity in open source. So people from all backgrounds who have faced systemic bias or discrimination in the workplace they are working. So if you have faced any kind of discrimination, like discrimination could be, it could be anything, like on the basis of your color, on the basis of your age, on the basis of your body size, caste, religion. So there are so many things. If you have ever faced any kind of underrepresentation or discrimination on the basis of these things that I've mentioned, then you are good to go in applying. So if you have not, like if you have not faced any kind of discrimination, then also you can apply. Like you can mention in your essays, you can reach out to the similarly underrepresented or marginalized group. You can share their experiences. You can ask them. So you could write it in your essays as well. But your personal experiences are preferred more than others' experiences. So I prefer, like, don't write other experiences. Try incorporating your personal experiences in the essays. If you have ever faced any kind of discrimination or underrepresentation in the technology industry, of your country, or in the workplace you are working for, so you are good to go in applying. And the most important thing, like I want to mention, is that try to include as much as stats as possible in your essays, because like if I'm giving an example that I belong to an XYZ community in India, so they are not going to know that XYZ community is underrepresented, it
Yes.
is marginalized or stuff like that. So you have to mention it in a statistical way. Like I belong to an XYZ community which corresponds to only 2.3% of the Indian population. So it gives you an edge over other applicants because you are including as many statistics in your essays. So you can check out essays, articles, and incorporate as much as statistics and data in your essay applications, in your initial application. And if you are comfortable, you can get it by reviewed by past outreach intern, or proofread your essays. So it would be a better option.
Yeah.
Then you are good.
The Yeah, the way of you represent, they will get the better chances that your selection. The way that you mentioned, like
Yes.
you are relevant to particular community or working for particular community in India, and are applying for particular internship outside of the India. So definitely people don't know about that community. So you have to mention that this is a very special community in India, or is very
Yes.
difficult to get into, and I'm a part of that. So the way of represent, yeah, and give us the best practices or some good way to answer the final application question. So our application would be get selected or would be considered by the organization. And what the
Okay.
special thing that you do that you did in your application?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like one thing I want to mention that always fill your final application. Don't feel like I've seen people who have contributed to the organization and they fails to fill the final application for that. Don't do that. Please, even the organization I have contributed, I have filled the final application. Even I know that I'm going to reject it because I haven't contributed that much. I have only made one contribution at that repository. So, don't feel if you feel you are getting rejected, but just fill the final application. Don't fail to fill the final application, please. Maybe your proposal stands out from other applicants. So it could happen. So, like I have told, always fill your final application after contribution for every organization you have contributed it. Don't fail to fill it. While filling a final application, so there are some essay questions. Like essay questions about it asks about your relevant experience with the organization, your projects and all, so you can answer it according to your according to your experience you could answer it. And then there is a question about the timeline. So what does it mean, like the project timeline? It means like how would you divide your internship task in a span of 3 months, in your outreach internship of 3 months. So like it's a proposal type. You have to propose them, like how would you divide this internship task. Like in week one, I will do community bonding and XYZ things I'll do. So you have to write it in a better way. Like how would you do this? And then in week two, week 2 and 3, I'll do this. Like I'll do this, I'll implement these things, I'll implement these things, incorporate these things, and so and so. So there are some internship tasks for every organization, for every project. There are some internship tasks. So you have to write your internship task in a span of 3 months. Like how would you divide your internship task? How would you do that? Like how would you achieve that goals? So you have to write it in a better way. So I always encourage people who have at least made one contribution to the organization to make the final application, because it may happen your proposal may stand out from other applicants. So like it may happen, like anything could happen. So you should always fill your final application and write a proposal in a very concise and in a very good manner. So yes, that's the highly it will stand it may stand out from other applicants. So you have to divide your internship task. That's it. And you have to write clear and concise thing, like how you are going to achieve that goal. So it will set you apart from other applicants. How will you do that? So you have to write it in a better way. So that's the thing only. And yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, like be honest and be transparent with the application, because the people who are reading the your application, he also know the idea of what you are capable to do. He is not something just like he don't know. And if you're like writing something that you are not capable, so the other side of people will definitely catch you that he is not able to do that and he's writing this. So your application definitely going to reject. So be honest and explain the what are the questions. So try to be write in very depth way, not the thing that you know, just the mention the work that you are capable to do. Yeah, and
Yeah.
anything special that you did in an application while answering, anything you want to share?
I want to share like it's the initial application. Like I've told, the most most important points for rejection of the application is that your academic calendar. Like make sure that you have 40 to at least 42 consecutive days of your like of your college to like work on the internship. It's very important because it's the most important thing. Like many people got rejected because the calendar doesn't show the
Yeah,
that days, like at least that criteria. And the second thing I want to mention that there is stick to the word limit. So there is a word limit of around 1,000 characters, which corresponds to 200 or 250 words. So always stick to the word limit while answering your questions. And the third tip that I have told, like include as many as statistics as possible to make your essay stand out. Yeah, and that's all. And while moving to the contribution phase, always help people. Like don't feel like helping people, don't feel it as a competition, please. So always help people to no always help the community. They are going to judge on the basis of that, like how helpful you are.
yeah,
So don't
collaboration
feel
thing.
like if yes, it's a very important parameter. Like while contributing to the organization, if you know something and some other community member asks for help, don't hesitate to help, please. Don't feel like if I tell him or her, then he is going to contribute and he's getting selected. Don't feel like that, please. So always ready for help. if any community member faces any kind of problem, do connect with them, do answer them. Even I have taken meetings with like many community members, and we have talked a lot about contribution. Even my issues, like my problems has been solved while talking them. So if you get a chance, like do connect with the community, like help them and interact with them. So it's the most important parameter. And yeah, you are good to go. Contribute to the quality level issues. So quality matters over quantity, I would say. So
Yeah,
start small. Like it doesn't like you'll jump to making quality level contribution. No, start small and make consistent contributions, and contribute to the project, quality level issues, solve quality level issues and all. So yeah, that's all.
yeah. Yeah, there is a 2 point that I want to highlight for everyone. Collaboration is the core of open source. Like you are not collaborating with the other people, you're not helping with the other people to the other people. Will definitely you are not doing an open source on the collaboration work that we say in open source. So try to solve the problem that people have, and people have very the most of the majority of the people who are just beginner, they have a very common issue just setting a project or repository locally. So then they don't know particular command of there is just like package issues or some version issues. Just like project using 2.0 something and your local system using 1.0. So it's a basic issue. So if someone reach out to you, please help. That's a collaboration thing. And other thing is just like you mentioned, talk to the people and try to solve the issues. Uh, yeah, there's the stuff. And what else? Yeah, these are the things. And the last question that I have, if I want to take participate into 24 program and I want to be a part of active part of that community up to select selection. So give me some tips or guide. How can I start from now? How can I contribute? And what are the things that I have to keep in mind while filling application, all those stuff?
Okay, so if you are looking for Outreachy 24 applications, then I would suggest like writing, like preparing your essay questions from now. So in the website, there the four essay questions are there. Like what essay questions they ask in the applicant guide of Outreachy. So you can check out that. You can prepare your essays from now only, essay questions for the initial application. And it's very important. I forgot to mention that Outreachy applications are selected on the basis of first come first serve basis. It's the most important. So try to fill your application form within the 1 week of release of the application. So you can from now you can just prepare your essay questions from now, because it's shown on the website, on the applicant guide of Outreachy. You can check out them, you can curate your essays, you can proofread your essays, you can get it reviewed by any past Outreachy intern if you're comfortable. And and get it submit, like after the release of the form. Try to get it submit within 1 week, no, not more than 1 week. Because it's based on first come first serve basis. And second thing, you can look out for organizations which like most participating organizations of Outreachy. You can prioritize them. You can look out for the projects, and you can check out like which project has been participated and which has been the most active project. So there may be some projects which has been repeated in repeated over years. So you can check out them. If you have time, then you can start contributing to them. It's no harm like contributing. There is no harm, even it is participating or not, there is no harm in contributing. So you can start joining the community channels. You can prioritize things, and you can start contributing if you have time. So yes, you can check out the organizations, most participating organizations, their most active repository, or the projects that have been that have been part of the past programs. So you can check out them, you can prioritize your interest and your stack according to it, and you can contribute. So I would mention, like, always tech stack is the thing, but always prioritize your interest over these things. Because open food facts, I like when I saw the project, like I love the mission of the project, I love food. Then it has made me to contribute. So I have a different interest in contributing to that project. So your interest matters a lot over your tech stack. Tech stack you will do, but if you're
Yeah,
having that niche, if you're having that interest in contribute, okay, I like this project, I like the vision of the project, I just want to contribute. If you have that niche, then no, tech stack is nothing, and you will get it to learn in a span of 2 3 days, I would say. So yes, so your interest matters. So pick the project that interests you the most, that that gives you that confidence, that niche of applying to that. So always choose projects. And yes, so
yeah, I
best
agree.
of luck for your
Yeah,
applications.
completely agree that you have a particular interest in a project, so you can learn technology of that particular project that they are using. and you can, like, if you have interest in that project, so you can like give them a good feedback, that like you can come with a new feature or new idea that project can introduce. Just like you have contribute to the food project, and that you mentioned you have particular interest into that. So you have come up with the idea that they engineers project that never think before would be a very interesting for them. Maybe
Okay.
it works or for them or it works for you. So having an interest in particular project is most important thing, and technology you can learn by the along the way that you are into program or project you are contributing. So yeah, these are the things that I want to ask, and thanks for sharing all the insights and knowledge with all audience. And yeah, it's a great connecting with you, and you answer all the questions is, in very depth and brief. So thanks for that.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great, talking about the Outreachy application and my experience. Yeah, thank you so much.